Your second stimulus check questions are answered, but what will happen with child support on a second stimulus check? Hey everybody, this is LALATE with a second stimulus check and stimulus package update for today. This one's about the check in which we answer all 873 of your incredible questions from yesterday's check video, especially if you're on SSDI, SSI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, and Veterans benefits. Big exciting news about the second check and the first check. Let me get right to it. First, the second check. We have a lot of confirmations about it so far. One, we know it's coming. That's the good news. The check will likely get approved by members of Congress on or around August 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th. We also have that confirmation as well. All three parties involved have said they are going to have a check. The White House, the Republicans, and the Democrats. The third thing that is confirmed is who is eligible for the second stimulus check. And this is so important. And I got a lot of questions about that, so let me answer that question as well. People are eligible for the second stimulus check in a way they were not eligible for the first stimulus check. There are only two types of people who are not eligible for a second stimulus check under the current proposals. The first is someone who is a rare situation in which they made a lot of money last year and are on Social Security benefits, and because there will be a cap. A lot of people are asking me about this cap. We don't know where the cap is going to lie. Ultimately, I believe that the cap will lie somewhere between $40,000 to $90,000 2019 earnings per individual. It's going to be a battleground. They're going to battle where they're going to put the cap. There's a cap for the first check, but we don't know where the second cap is yet. You double that if you are a couple. Next, this is the big one that you got to really focus on. There is one group that won't get a second stimulus check, and that group is the kid in the family who is the fourth kid. I am just so sorry. I did not write this bill. I had a mom yesterday ask me, "Hi, LLA, I'm a mom, single mom. I have 4 kids. Will the fourth kid get a second stimulus check?" No. The second stimulus package proposals propose to pay only 3 dependents per tax return of any age. So what does that mean? There's 2 parts of that you got to remember. That's so important, so stay with me. First, it will pay up to 3 dependents. So if you have 4 dependents, it's not going to pay the 4th. If you have 5, it's not going to pay the 5th. Next, the dependents can be of any age. This is what's dramatically different than the first stimulus check. Under the first stimulus check, if you were a dependent 17 years or older, you are not eligible for a first stimulus check. Repeat, if you were a dependent 17 years or older, you were not eligible for a first stimulus check. That is gone under the second stimulus check. You are eligible. The second stimulus check pays a second stimulus check to all dependents, no matter what age you are, from 10 years old to 100 years old, and pays you the full stimulus check amount. The first stimulus check gave you a watered down amount. If you were 16 years or younger, you only got $500. So they're not gypping you anymore. The second stimulus check is paying you the full amount. Next, we know when the second stimulus check will land in your bank account or land in your hands, the funds. Mid-August, late August, early September are the possibilities. The most likely is late August. There's calls for the second stimulus check to come in the manner in which you receive your benefits. So if you receive your benefits by ACH, it will come by ACH. You receive it by debit card, come by debit card. You receive it by paper check, it will come by paper check. The people who get stuff by paper check would be the latest in the group that I'm talking about. Those would be early September because got to print them. The people who get things electronically by direct deposit would be the earliest. Now, there is possibilities it could be mid-August, and this is very slim possibilities. There have been articles that have said that the IRS, after doing the first stimulus check, has gotten their act together and can do it faster. Those have not been confirmed, those reports, but it's great news. If true, it would come a little bit earlier. Ultimately, if you're looking at me and say, LLA, where's my check? It should be coming in July. There will be no stimulus check in the month of July under a second stimulus package. It's just not going to come that soon. Not my doing. I apologize. I'm not sending you the check. Finally, the things that we don't know. First, we don't know the amount of the check yet. The proposal from the Democrats is one $1,200 check. The proposal from the White House is one check more than $1,200. We don't know what they're thinking. It seems they're thinking about $2,000. The third proposal, and this is really great news, the third proposal, which I've been talking about on a daily basis, is getting more traction again. Multiple checks. Thank God. Multiple checks. A check every month for $2,000 every month, at least 6 months, or until the pandemic improves or unemployment rates go down per individual. So remember that mom with the 3 kids? Well, let's do it as mom with 3 kids now. Mom and 3 kids, all those 4 would get a check every month for $2,000 for at least 6 months. Yeah. It's a good proposal. 100% of the viewers of this channel have said one check is jack nothing. It is hogwash. What is this one check stuff? This is ridiculous. Ultimately, I feel for you, and I'm angry as well, because you were promised multiple checks in the first stimulus package. When they wrote the first stimulus package, they said, we're going to give them multiple checks for every month that they're on lockdown. And when they went to finalize the bill, they got that out of there. They cut it out of there, and they said, you know what, we'll just give them one check, and we'll get to it later. Well, they never got to it later. They got to their vacation later, and you never got all those checks. You never got a check for the month of April, May, June, July. And to say we're going to give you one check for the month of August now, not going to cut it, folks. Not going to cut it. People need money. They can't make rent. They can't make utilities. They can't survive. They need those checks now. So that's why this multiple check is great news. Now, let me talk about the first stimulus check. Yesterday, I detailed really great, incredible news for all the viewers of this channel, and I see your comments on a daily basis. I didn't get my first check. Where's my first check? I never received my first check. I don't believe I'll get a second check because I never got my first check. My neighbor got their first check. I didn't get my first check. Well, guess what? Steve Mnuchin's waking up because apparently Congress interrogated and said, we have all these people in our state. They never got the first check, Steve. He said, really? Yeah, Steve, they didn't get it. Okay, so we'll get them out to them, Steve responded. So Steve Mnuchin's IRS, well, not his IRS, but the IRS, by order of Steve Mnuchin, is sending out that first stimulus check to you, if you're eligible, by priority mail envelope, in a priority mail envelope to you, with a debit card enclosed, with the amount of funds on it. Now, a lot of the comments overnight said, but I get my benefits for VA by paper check. I get my this by that. No, this missing check, and I got to tell you, we all have a different expression for what this thing is that Steve Mnuchin is sending you. This thing that Steve Mnuchin is sending you, your money is the best way to call it, is coming in one manner and one manner only, a debit card in the mail. It's not coming any other way. This is just incredible and great news, and it's supposed to come in the next couple of weeks. Now, I want to remind you that there only is one clear situation in which you're not eligible for a first stimulus check. Please understand this, because this is so important. It's very basic, but it's so important. If you are dependent on someone else's tax return and you're 17 years of age or older, you're not eligible for a first stimulus check. 18-year-old in college, not eligible for a first stimulus check. 60-year-old on someone else's tax return, not eligible for a first stimulus check. That's not changed. Last, someone had a really great question. I got 2 other great questions that I'm asked on a regular basis. First, I did a non-filer before. Do I have to do it again, LALATE? No. Next, I literally get this question about 100 times a day, and I answer it every day, and I get the question right back at me. I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to answer it again. Child support. Oh, my God. Child support is not taken from the second stimulus check. All the proposals say it is not taken from the second stimulus check. It is taken from the first stimulus check. I look at that question every 5 minutes. And people say, but it's going to get taken from the second check because it got taken from the first check. No, the proposal is it will not be taken from the second check. It's, again, a different rule. So let me get to some of your incredible 873 questions from yesterday. Jonathan, that's not exactly a retroactive payment. It's called late. I love his comment. I'm going to agree with you, Jonathan. Steve Mnuchin, in responding to this late first stimulus check and sending it out, called it a retroactive check. I'm just repeating what he said, but it's not retroactive. It's late. Catherine, we need a stimulus payment that's reasonable. $1,200 doesn't cut it. I agree. Robin, seriously, we're hearing the same thing. We want to see this money. Diane, our country should be taking care of us. Diane, Mitch McConnell has still not written a second stimulus package. Chocolate Girl, I really hope the check is not $1,200 max. I hope $2,000 will be recurring for like 6 months. Israel, I'm so happy the poor people who were left out of the first round are going to get their check. Rob, they need to do recurrent stimulus. Very well said, Rob. Tall, just push that button and find everything else later. I love that. Leah, thank you, LA, for the information. I have a friend, she's on the SSI. She didn't get the first check. I'll give her all this information. Actually, I will help her sign up for it, as she's a non-filer. She does not computer savvy. I love Leah, and I'm trying to really communicate this to the viewers of the channel. Please help one another. I'm helping people on a daily basis get their loans and their businesses saved and their employees saved. Please help someone else. Ultimately, the thing that I worry about, and Leah clearly is alert to it, is that the IRS sometimes required people to do non-filer filers to get their first tax return. To get their first stimulus check. These are people who had not filed tax returns. And a lot of these people don't have computers. They don't have Wi-Fi. They don't have internet. They don't know how to use these things. They don't have sophisticated brand new cell phones. So if you have a friend or a neighbor who didn't get their first stimulus check, please help them. Please identify them and help them. And if you need help, drop in the comments. Maybe someone in your area can help you do this for you. Because what's very disconcerting is a lot of the people who don't get the first check don't get it because they don't have the ability to inform the IRS where they are. As Mitch McConnell doesn't want you to hear that because his helicopter's interrupted me again. Randy, LA. $2,000 a month is needed. Mike Santiago, I haven't gotten my stimulus checks because the IRS hasn't processed my tax return filed in mid-March. What can I do to give you my refund and my stimulus check? So Mike, if you just filed your first tax return in 2020 in March and have never filed a tax return yet, I'm worried for you. But if you've been filing tax returns your entire life, don't need to be concerned because the IRS knows where you are. Catherine, call me ignorant. Well, what does it matter if you're on someone else's tax return as a dependent? Why should you be eligible for stimulus money? I didn't write the bill, but it was a big issue in the first stimulus check, and it's a second issue in the second stimulus check. So and we're doing great progress here as a family. I've tried to inform you that you need to be alert if you're on someone's tax return. Oh, it just reminded me, boy, I did not research this question. I'm gonna address the question, but I don't have the answer for you. Someone really, really nice sent me a message yesterday, and I saw this in the messages as well. So I'm going to research it for all of you if this is an issue for you. If you have a person who's listing a child as a dependent on a tax return against that child's wishes, and getting that child's stimulus check money for you and not giving it to the child, do you have a recourse? I don't know the answer, but I've seen that question now 3 times. So stay with me. I'll look it up later today if I have time, if not tomorrow. Terry, come show me the money. Ann, they better keep their words. Ann also likes my shirt. Hattie Cat, how do they know who hasn't received the first check? They know that. There's a way that they know. Diane, I filed a non-filer for my daughter since I'm on SSI and I never got her $500 for the first stimulus. Will they be sending it to me? By the way, she's 14. Great question, Dawn. Yes, she's eligible because she's 14. Remember, the first stimulus check goes to dependents 16 or younger $500. Now, if you don't file tax returns, then they don't know where she is. Diane filed a non-filer, so said, "Hi, here I am. Send me the stimulus for my daughter." That is great news. You're lining it up correctly. Sharon, my sister-in-law got her stimulus check today. Wow, great news. Is everyone listening to Sharon Perrine's comments? She got her stimulus check, her first stimulus check today. Lou, $1,200 wasn't much of a help. Jason, we need the help now. Richard, my son's 23 years old. He did his taxes for 2019. Never got his first one, but does it mean that I might be one of those people to get it now? I don't know the situation, Richard. For example, if your son made too much money last year, he's not eligible for a stimulus check. I just don't know. Rob number 3, they need to do recurring payments. I agree with you, Rob number 3. Glindia, bring it on. Robert, I'm on Social Security disability. However, I was a dependent on my significant other's 2019 return. As a dependent, he was head of household, but we're unmarried. Will I be eligible for the first stimulus check or the second? I never received the first. If you've been watching this channel, you know the answer. Adult dependents don't get a first stimulus check. It's just the way they wrote the bill. Second stimulus check, you do. Pretty easy. Teeny, can we believe anything the White House staff says? Mary Van Cleve, thank you, LALATE. I compare others reporting second stimulus, and you're by all means the only one I watch. I come to set with about 70 pages of research per day. I read dozens of news articles before I sit down. I record 2.5 to 3 hours of videos per day. I don't think that there's anyone as comprehensive as me. And so some people say, where do you get all your information from? Where do you hear that? I didn't hear that. I don't know where you found it from. Well, it's called research. I mean, I'm doing reports on what's happening in Austin and Texas and Panama City. I'm doing very, very detailed research here, folks, so don't compare me to other people. Dolores, will adult dependents get the first stimulus check? No. Remember, Doris, adult dependents don't get the first stimulus check. Ultimately, if you have questions in today's video, drop them in the comments below. I want you to stay focused on this because it's so important to know, what do you have to do to get the stimulus check? Do I have to do something? The most important thing is that the videos inform you, am I eligible? If you know you're eligible, we've already won as a team. We've won as a family, because then you know, okay, I'm eligible, but do I have to do something? Okay, now LA has told me I have to do something. I will go do it. It's as simple as that. Stay focused, stay motivated, stay educated, stay smiling, help others like that wonderful viewer is going to help someone else, and stay with LA for more.